Okay, welcome to a brief tutorial on how to use the Sprite animating tool online. So to use this tool, you simply need to go to the website Piskelapp, and you can actually install it on your computer at home, but we're just going to use the online version. And the first thing I'm going to do is just create Sprite. In case you've wondered, I've pressed F11 on my keyboard to hide my browser menu. Okay, and now I'm just going to hold down Control and roll my mouse wheel a little bit, zoom out just a little bit so you can see the whole screen. Okay, first of all I want to show you that this is quite a small sprite, so I'm going to click on the button under the gear here on the right hand side, and it says Resize. And instead of 32 pixels by 32 pixels, I'm just going to boost that up to 128. I'll press Tab, 128, so square, and the button Resize. Okay, I'll zoom out a little bit more, and I'm just going to repeat the tutorial I did in lesson, so you should recognize what I'm about to do. First thing I'll do is choose a color for my guy. I'm going to choose red. I'm going to get the circle tool, and I think I'll just use a medium-sized brush and draw a circle, and I'm holding shift down. When I hold shift down, it stays perfectly circular. If I let go of shift, it does that, and that's true with a lot of different programs. So I'll do that, get the fill tool, fill it, and now I want to add 4 more frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can see the preview. It's flashing frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in succession. And just don't forget that when it's a checkerboard, that means that bit will be transparent in your final video game or piece of art that you're creating. I'm going to now copy that frame, so I want to make sure that the yellow outline is around the first frame. And I'm going to click over here on the right hand side, click on the sheep, which is Dolly, the first cloned animal. If I click on that, it clones that. And you know what? I forgot. I'm going to undo that. I'm going to continue drawing a few extra bits, like for example the white of the eye. Let's actually do 2 eyes in this one. I did 1 the first time. Let's do 2 this time. So I'll do that, and I'm just going to start on the same height approximately and do that. Don't like it. I'll try again. Control Z is undo, just like other apps. Okay, now I'm going to fill both of those circles with white, and this red circle and these 2 white circles are on layer 1, and you can see layer 1 is this one right here. Okay, now I'm going to clone it. Dolly the sheep, there we go. Now I'm going to create a new layer to draw the black part of the eye. So create a new layer with the, where is it? The layer button, the plus. Now there's a new layer called layer 2, and I'm going to change the color to black. Get the circle tool, draw a circle right about there, hold down shift to make it perfectly circular, and I'm going to draw another one approximately the same size, hopefully. Do you know what I can actually do? I can actually undo that. I can get the selection tool, draw a selection around what I drew there, press Control C, and then go over here and press Control V. Did it work? No, it copied it right over on top of itself, so I guess that didn't work. So I do have to draw a separate circle, but maybe you'll figure it out and you can explain it to us in lesson. I can move it though, so if I draw a selection around it and then get the hand, no I can't. I thought I could. What if I draw a selection out first and then hold shift to move the content, it says. When I hover over a tool, it gives me a couple of instructions. So it says hold shift down to move the contents of that selection. So now I can hold down shift and move it just a little bit. Perfect. click on maybe the fill tool. Oh, what happened? Click on the fill tool. Shift, move that there, click off of it. I'm happy with those two. Now I'm going to clone those. So get the sheep, clone them all down there. Now I'm going to get the hand, click on frame number 2, and I want frame number 3 to be the middle. Now, go to the middle, go to the right, go to the middle, go to the left. Okay, so this frame 2 should be in the middle, like that. Frame number 3 should be all the way to the right. And by the way, don't forget the onion skin. If I click on that, you can see where the other ones were. But I don't really need it for this simple animation, so I'll turn that back off. Frame 4, go back to the middle, and frame 5 back to the original point. And you can see it's actually doing it right here. We can slow down the animation, which is kind of cool. And I'm pretty much done with this one, but let's see if we can add something else. I don't know, what should we add? Let's add the eyelids. So let's create a new layer. Layer 3 now. Let's go to frame number 1. And let's see if I can remember how to do this. Get this circle tool. I'm going to get green for my eyelids. And I'm going to draw a circle approximately the same size. Hold down Shift. Push it into the right position there. It's almost right. I don't think I can change its size. It'd be good to learn how to though. Okay, well, what we'll do now is we will draw a line with this tool, and we'll draw a line straight across right about there. And now we'll get the selection tool. I'm going to draw a selection around the bottom part and just press the delete key. I hope that works. Yep, that worked. Now I'm going to get the copy tool. Control C, Control V. Did that work? It actually did. No, it didn't. Control C. And Control V. How's that? So I Control C, copied that one, moved it out of the way, and when I pressed paste, it pasted it in the original location. So you learn everything as you go along, and I hope you do as well. So I've got my frame 1. Now I'm going to duplicate that, and I can do it pretty simply just by selecting those, pressing Control C, going to frame 2, Control V, and I'm going to add to them just with a pencil tool and a thick brush, the biggest one there. And so let's just go like that. This will be frame 2. You know what, I could probably use the line tool, this one. Get it just in the right position. I can clean this one up too. And now I'm going to copy that one. So get the selection tool. By the way, the selection tool looks just like the rectangle tool, but it's a dotted line. So if you want to draw a rectangle, use that tool. If you want to select something, use that tool. So I'm going to select these, press Control C, go to frame number 3, Control V, deselect it. And by the way, when you have a selection and you want to unselect things, you simply, with the selection tool, just click anywhere with the mouse without dragging the mouse. There, I deselected everything. Now I can get my line tool, again with a thick brush, and close them a little bit more. Maybe right about there. This is a very basic animation, but if you have fun with this program, I'm sure you'll be able to come up with something even much more interesting, hopefully. Pencil tool, just clean this up a little bit. Okay, right, almost done. Now I'm going to copy frame number 2, done wrong? That's not the selection tool. Oh, I've just taught you how to use the selection tool, and now I made a mistake myself. There we go. That's the selection tool. I did it on purpose. Yeah, that's right. Control C. Now go to frame 4. Control V. That worked. And now finally, go to frame 1. Select that. Control C to copy it. Go to frame 5. Control V. And now we look up on the right hand side, and it's working fine. So I'm happy with this. Now, there's two things you can do. You can save your Piskel file, P-I-S-K-E-L. You can save that file so you can open it and work on it and make it better later. And then you can also export this as a GIF, G-I-F file. So I've never saved a Piskel file, so let's try that first. And you go over here to the little disk where it says save. And I'm going to say save locally because we've got a choice. And if you're going to save it to the gallery, obviously you need to have an account. I don't want to have an account because I'm not too bothered about that, but I do want to save it locally on my hard drive. So let's click on the little disk there and see what options it gives us. Title, let's call it Red Guy. And I can give it a description. My first Sprite. Save as Piskel. It says here save offline as file. Save offline in browser. So I think I want this first one here. And I'm just going to say save file, press OK, and it's in my cursors animation folder, which is fine. I'll just say save. And now I'm wondering if this is the file to open. Yes, it is. So I can open that file and work on it later. Let me show you how to save the final GIF though, because that's what you're going to be submitting on Show My Homework. To do that, you click on the button under the Save button, which is the Export button. And if we click that, and we keep everything as it is, and I want to change this to GIF, this one right here. Loop repeatedly, that's what I want. I don't want it to play once, I want it to just keep on repeating. And I click on Download. I'm going to say, OK. You know what? I did that wrong. If I click on Download GIF, I want to make sure I click on Save File, not Open. So I say click Save File. It's going to save it to my cursors folder, which is where I'm making a whole bunch of animated cursors, as you can see. And I'm going to click on, notice the file name, redguy.gif, GIF, which stands for Graphic Interchange Format. Save. Job done. Okay. Now, I'm going to unhide my browser menu for a second here, and I'm just going to press F5 to reset the browser, and it'll reset the app too. Now you can see that it's all fresh, brand new, and there's loads of other tools that you can experiment with, but I want to show you how to open a Piskel file in case you want to continue working on something you started earlier. To do that, you click the bottom one down here where it says Import, and I'm going to browse for local saves. No, I'm not. I'm going to browse for Piskel files on my computer. I'm going to go to my cursors, and there's the red Piskel file, the .piskel tells it it's a Piskel file. Double click that, and it says, how do you want to import the new content? Combine with your sprite or replace your sprite? I want to replace the sprite because this was nothing. I think if you combine something, you can actually have, let's just say, a new sprite added to the end of an old sprite, so you combine them. So replace, press OK, and it's all set, ready to go. And notice that layer 1 is the one that's highlighted, but if I wanted to edit the eyelids, I would have to select layer 3, and then I can continue, I believe, with the rubber to, let's just say, go to the first one and maybe make them slightly curved like that. See, I can edit the original file. Then I can go to the next frame, do that. Ooh, Control Z, that was too much. And then I'll curve it this way instead this time. Like that. And now what I can simply do is go to number 4, say select, select that, delete it, go to number 5, ooh, select that, delete it, and go to number 2, select that, Control C, go to number 4, Control V, go to number 1, select that, Control C, go to number 5, Control V. And if we look up here, you can see that there's the edited file. And now, of course, I want to save it again. So I'm going to save both the Pisco file and the GIF. So the Pisco file will be the disk. I'll say save offline as file, save as Pisco. I'm going to say save file, OK. And it's given it another number, it looks. But I'm going to rename this. I'm going to call it Red Guy Final. So this is my final version, and I'm very careful not to delete the .piskel because that tells me, or sorry, the computer needs that to know what kind of a file it is. That's called an extension. So I say save. And now finally, the file that I want you to upload to show my homework, you need to make a GIF, and to do that you click on the one under export, and you leave all these settings. Put this on GIF, click on download as animated GIF, save file, and I'm going to save it in this same folder here, but I don't want to erase the original one, I want both, so I'm going to change this from redguy.gif to redguyfinal.gif. Click on save. Okay, that's it. The GIF file is what I'd like you to upload to show my homework. If you need help doing that, I'm not going to make a video on that, but if you do need help doing that, just come to our club and I'll give you a hand. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed this. This is only the first of hopefully a few animations that you'll make, so have fun. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.